Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you watch this. You know what we haven't done in a while? We have not talked about the Ottawa REDBLACKS. So let's do that now, shall we? The Ottawa REDBLACKS have started the 2022 campaign a little behind the gun as they are currently sitting at 0-2. I got some good news and I got some bad news. But before we do that, some housekeeping. Went to the home opener, had a good time. I, of course, sit on the north side, or as I like to call it, the side that actually pays attention to the game, because I took a stroll over to the south side in search of the delicious pulled pork sandwich, of which I did not find. But Southsiders, what are you guys doing over there? I'll tell you what you're doing. You guys are having a good time hanging out on the concourse, partying. Maybe if there's a big screen, you'll turn around and see what's going on. Southsiders, for the most part, I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but you do you. That's the beauty. You have that choice. You know what else is beautiful? The fact that there is this mentality out there that the biggest party in the city is a REDBLACKS game and your ticket is your cover charge. If you live in the Ottawa area or quite frankly anywhere close by and you have not made the trip to a REDBLACKS game, I honestly don't know what you're doing with yourself. Make sure you fix that. We still have several home games where you can rectify such an issue. But overall, I was impressed with the REDBLACKS performance. They did come up short. They did lose, but they did lose to the reigning defending two-time Grey Cup champions with an asterisk. And if you know, you know. But at the same token, they did put on a good showing. I will say, though, I'm probably in the minority here, but in the second game, I don't think they were outplayed as much as they were outcoached. Late in the game, they had a 3rd and short. Instead of kicking an easy field goal, which would have given them the lead, they decided to go for it, which 9 out of 10 times is the play. But when you haven't won a game and you're down and it's late in the game, just take the points. Call out police. I'm not trying to take your job. I'm just giving you my opinion. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I did say we have good news and bad news. Oh, wait, and before we get to that, one other thing. I guess they've been having some meetings in OSEG, and they've actually finally decided that they're going to recognize the fact that we have a cheer and dance team. Because for the first time, they're actually being introduced consistently with every performance when they come onto the field. As a longtime fan, I was very surprised and pleasantly so to see that. Now, a lot of people say, well, who cares if they announce them? I mean, that might be your opinion, but at the same token, even Jeb, who's like the 5th usher, gets introduced at the wedding when the wedding party comes in. All I'm saying is it's always nice to be introduced for doing something that you put hours and hours into practice for. So that's nice. All right, let's get into the good news and the bad news. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hit you up with the bad news. The REDBLACKS are playing the BC Lions tonight, and it's going to be an entertaining game. It's going to be fun. It's one of my favorite games of the season. The REDBLACKS are going to lose. I'm not trying to be the proverbial skunk at the garden party. I'm not trying to be going back to the wedding scenario, the guy at the wedding who's standing there saying, don't do it. I'm not trying to be that guy, but I am trying to be honest with you. The REDBLACKS look great on paper. They've brought in a lot of new talent. They just haven't fully gelled yet, but they look great on paper. You know where the BC Lions are looking great? On the field. There's nothing about the BC Lions play in the first couple of weeks of this season that makes me think that they're going to have any sort of real opposition from the REDBLACKS tonight. I just think they're on different levels. Now, of course, this is my favorite game of the season, probably even more so than the Grey Cup. You know why? Because I get to break this out. My conflict jersey. How amazing is this? Probably one of the nicest gifts I've ever received. I, of course, am a REDBLACKS season ticket holder. BC Lions are one of my favorite sports teams, and I get to see the two of them collide. I just want some really good sportsmanship. I want to see a really good game, but I do think that BC is coming out on top. Not just of the fact of how BC has played in the first two weeks with this ridiculous Canadian quarterback by the name of Nathan Rourke, who in the 2 weeks that he has played has won Player of the Week both times. But historically, when you go back and take a look at it, Ottawa does not match up well against BC. I don't think that changes tonight. So now I've got some good news for you. Actually, you know what? Because I'm so generous, I got 2 pieces of good news. First of all, I am predicting for you, even though I haven't seen either team play this week, I think Ottawa gets their first win next week against Saskatchewan. That's one. But here's the other piece of good news. Ottawa plays in the East Division. The East Division is, I don't know how to put it, garbage right now. When you look at the record of the teams in the West right now, the record is something like 10 wins and 4 losses. Whereas in the East, it's 2 wins and 8 losses. The East can't buy a win right now. So the good thing about Ottawa is that all they need to be is a little better than the other teams in their division that really aren't that good. And I think as the season progresses, when we start having conversations in September and October, I think Ottawa will be in a much better position. I mean, they need to win more than 3 games to beat last season, and I'm very confident that they'll be able to do that. I just don't think they'll be able to do it tonight. Now, I will tell you, I did have a dream last night. This is full disclosure. I did have a dream last night where Ottawa was beating BC something like 28-10. I'm not a score guy, but that was my dream. So then I woke up this morning and said, well, maybe there's a possibility that could happen. But then again, I've also had dreams where Halle Berry's over making me lunch, and that hasn't happened either. So I'm taking BC tonight to win. I'm hoping it's an exciting game. I'm hoping you guys will be checking it out. As always, my name is Keith, and that's my view from the 40.